National Novel Writing Month, or NaNoWriMo as it is known, is coming up in November. And this is an event that lots of writers from all over the world do. Novel writers and memoir writers, well, anybody can do it with any genre. The goal is to write 55,000 words in 30 days. And this is, from the outside, from someone like me looking at it, crazy. It's a crazy undertaking because you can't write something in 30 days that's going to hold together in any way. It's just an impossible undertaking for most normal humans to be able to do. So the question I wanted to answer in this video is, then why would you do it? Why would anybody do it? And there are a few reasons, really excellent reasons, that I want to go through. So the first reason would be that you want to develop the habit of writing every day, or if not every day, in some rhythm throughout the week. You want to develop the discipline of sitting down at your keyboard and putting words on the page. NaNoWriMo makes it easy to do this. There's word counts and there's lots of cheerleading going on and people trying to hit various goals. And so you feel the collective energy of that. And the discipline of actually sitting down and making time to do it is a fabulous opportunity, especially if you're somebody who is trying to write and you also have a full-time job, or you are taking care of kids, or you're taking care of other people in your life. It's just hard to carve out the time. And so taking this 1 month block to say, okay, I'm going to get up early every day, or I'm going to write at lunch every day, or I'm going to write my words before I go to bed every day. It's a great reason to develop that habit or discipline. In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about the habits that get us to the identity where we want. And so he talks about, you want to adopt the habits that the person you want to become is already doing. So if you want to become a writer, adopting the habit of writing every day or in some other rhythm is the habit that you want to build. So NaNoWriMo is a great opportunity to do that. I think NaNoWriMo is a great chance to work out a book that you have in mind, but you're not fully committed to yet. If you take 30 days and you just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to work on this for 30 days and I'm going to then see at the end of the 30 days, do I like it? Do I like being in this world? Do I like this topic or these characters or this idea enough to stick with it? It's a great test of an idea because it's got those boundaries around it. It's so contained. So I think that's a really good use of NaNoWriMo, is just figuring out, do I want to do this book? If I commit to it for 30 days, after that, am I wanting to keep going? It's a great test. Now, something that I should say about those last two things, the habit building and the idea testing, you don't have to win NaNoWriMo to make those effective. Winning means you hit that word count in that 30-day period of time, and there's, bells and whistles go off and you can pat yourself on the back that you did that. But these ways I'm talking about using NaNoWriMo don't require you to meet those actual goals of the contest. So you don't have to put your pressure on yourself to do that. Although if you want to, if that's going to help you meet those goals, you can. The third way that I think is really effective to use NaNoWriMo is to get momentum on a book that you want to write. And again, this is not so much about hitting the goals and the word count as using it as a chance to really dig into something you want to write. And if this is the case, I would absolutely do some work before you start writing, before you start NaNoWriMo. Showing up on November 1 and saying, gee, I'm going to write this book. That's more like the last one I talked about. That's more like, I have this idea, I haven't thought much about it, I'm just going to jump in and write and see how I feel. What I'm talking about in this third category is that you've committed to a book, you want to write it, and you're going to use the 30 days to kickstart your work and maybe even kick out a whole draft. It's possible to kick out a draft that is not wholly together in that period of time. What you would do in this instance is make liberal use of a proofreading mark that is TK, the letters TK. And what TK stands for is to come. The reason it's TK is because those letters don't appear next to each other in the English language, and so it's easy to search a document for TK. So what you can do if you're writing along, you can do an entire scene TK. Like, I know this scene needs to come and I know what it is and I'm not going to write it, but I'm going to put TK. You could use TK for some sort of research that you have to do. Let's say you're writing a historical novel and you're not sure what the dress is for this particular person in this particular situation. You can say description of clothing TK. You can put TK in there for dates. You can put it in there for setting. You can put it in there for, I gotta write a whole chapter. You can use TK all over the place for things that you're going to put in later. And what's great about that is that you can start at the beginning of November, kick out this draft, get the framework and the bones in place, get some words on the page, do some really solid work, but know that it's going to have holes that you're going to fill in later. I think those are the three best ways to use NaNoWriMo for working on a novel or memoir. And if the third one is what you're considering, or you have a book, you want to write it and you want to use NaNoWriMo to really get a solid draft down, I have some ideas for how to do that and how to approach NaNoWriMo, which I'll talk about in the next video.